If you told me in 2011 that there was gonna be a first-person puzzle game with a 96 on Metacritic, I wouldn't have understood you, cause I didn't know a lot of English. But if I did, I would have called you crazy. Yet here we are today, and that game still hasn't released. But Portal 2 came pretty close. In Portal 2 you play as a woman named Shell, who apparently lives in a world where rats were never invented. So a science company called Aperture Science, led by an AI named GLaDOS, forces her to find a way through levels in the name of science. The game opens with you sleeping comfortably in a facility bed until a sentient beach ball shows up and crashes your bedroom into a fucking building. Okay. The beach ball's name is Wheatley, and it tells you that you need to find a gun, one that doesn't make bullet holes. Man, if you want to play laser tag, just ask. This is where you're introduced to the main mechanic of the game, walking, as well as its second main mechanic, portals. Portals are a kind of hole, except they put signs in them so they can link space together. No one really knows how they work though. I don't want to say too much, but I may or may not have a little game theory about how they function. And now you have a gun that shoots them for some fucking reason. But you can only shoot one color, those greedy bastards are charging extra for the other one. In the game they refer to this as a portal device, but it's very clearly a portal gun. Is this an attempt at circumventing weapon laws? Ah, who am I kidding? Aperture Science is based in the US. There are none. Wheatley leads you to this room and accidentally activates an omnipotent AI. Don't worry, Wheatley. Happens to the best of us. GLaDOS turns out to be really pissed at you for some reason. She mentions something about how she and Shell have met before, which is something I feel like they could have elaborated on a lot more, considering this is our first meeting with these characters. Maybe they'll explain it in a prequel or something. GLaDOS throws you into this pit, where you find the dual portal gun. Probably just a crazy coincidence. GLaDOS forces you to test, and you encounter some military egg timers, and these things called hard light bridges. Hard light. Isaac Newton is turning in his grave as we speak. Then Wheatley shows up and helps you escape. He tells you that to defeat GLaDOS and get out of the facility, you have to destroy her turret production line and her neurotoxin supply. Cause I guess that's something a science facility would be producing? Anyway, I'm pretty skeptical about this whole thing. I mean, come on, Wheatley, do you really think the omnipotent AI has no other ways of defending itself than those— Oh damn, the omnipotent AI had no other ways of defending itself than those two. Wheatley kicks GLaDOS out and takes over the facility. You then take an elevator up to the surface, and the game ends. Nah, Wheatley presses the wrong button on the elevator and turns evil because it's less embarrassing than admitting his mistake. He puts GLaDOS into the funniest thing a third grader can imagine and throws you both down a hole. Now you're falling. Then you stop falling. Now, you're probably wondering how Shell survived that fall. This was due to a device called long fall boots. She landed in a pile of them. Now you're in the old Aperture Science facilities. You may be thinking this place is a rusted down hellhole, but this is actually the way it was originally built. The architect responsible for it just had really weird taste. It was at this point I started finding a lot of these signs telling me to go away. I didn't want to be impolite, so I stopped playing and went outside. Then I came inside again and realized I still had to finish this video. Breaking the law in the name of good, I suppose. While traversing the old facility on your way up to overthrow Wheatley, you had pre-recorded messages from a bloke named Cave Johnson. He was the guy who originally founded Aperture Science. He also invented some stuff called gels. One of them is called the conversion gel, and is apparently made from ground up moon rocks. But this makes absolutely no sense considering people have never been to the moon. Cave Johnson is clearly just a brainwashed sheep with deathly hypochondria. When you finally reach the new facility, Wheatley forces you to test again. But he tells you that you'll soon be replaced by robots. Rat robots. So he tries to kill you just to get it over with, but GLaDOS and Shell defeat him by launching bombs at him, attaching sentient volleyballs to him, and launching him into fucking space. Might have been a little bit overkill. So now GLaDOS is back in charge of the facility, and you depart on friendly terms. Shell takes the elevator up to the surface, where she's surprised by Wheat having overthrown the humans and conquered the world. I really hope we get to see a sequel where Shell has to reclaim the Earth from the malicious Wheat. If you wait until after the credits, you'll also get to hear Wheatley apologizing for what he's done, saying that he has made a severe and continuous lapse in his judgment. Don't worry, Wheatley, you only tried to kill me like 40 fucking times. Now that the main game is over, there's still some extra content. The game also has a challenge mode, that I've never tried, and a workshop for user-made levels, a lot of which suck. But the really special part of all this extra content is the PvP mode.
Come on. Here we go.
Oh,
Easy enough.
you weren't supposed to survive. No! Fuck you. What up, gamers? This video was pretty much done about 5 weeks ago or something. Anyway, if you liked it, you could subscribe, like, save to watch later, and of course add me on Google+.